Listen to your body. That's the number one piece of advice I give to my patients. I'm Dr. Jay Piamonte. This is the Holistic Research Academy, and in this video, we're going to be going through how to listen physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So when it comes to your physical body, you have to realize that you're a spiritual being simply here to have a human experience. But listening to the physical biosuit is extremely important in learning how to utilize and understand pain signals. You see, you don't want to ignore pain. It's just like when the lights come on in your dashboard in the car, letting you know that something's wrong. So rather than suppressing and trying to run away from pain, we need to learn how to listen to it and how to work with it, especially when it starts off as small little aches. It's like your body gently whispering to you. And if you keep ignoring it, trying to shut down and repress it, eventually it's going to get a little bit louder and talk to you. And then if you keep ignoring it, eventually it's going to shout at you. So we want to try to catch those signals early on before it gets to the shouting match. So we want to learn how to work with pain and discomfort. So if you need to, take a daily inventory of how you're feeling. Write it down in a journal, how you're feeling in the morning and throughout the day, and certainly at the end of the day. You can measure the frequency, the intensity, and the duration of the discomfort, and certainly look at when it began and what were you doing. But more importantly, it's learning how to listen to your pain and work with the body, and not trying to avoid it. But certainly when it comes to things like exercise, training, and recovery, this is essential. For example, if you're doing a hard training or hard workout, you're going to feel discomfort. That's kind of the point, to challenge and stress the body. But what is the result afterwards? I know after a really good workout afterwards, man, do I feel good. Everything's calmer. You kind of get that endorphin, that runner's high, and you can feel that strength and that improvement with consistent practice over time. But obviously, if you go way too much and you have the reactions and so forth, it lets you know exactly where to dial in your training and where to dial in your recovery. Some of the best ways to measure your physical body and to understand and listen to it, according to research, number one is by looking at the frame of your body. So if you haven't been checked out either for alignment, for range of motion, or your tissues, I highly recommend bodywork. As a chiropractor and a massage therapist, I can assure you that regular maintenance, just like your car, of the frame and the alignment of the body will help with most neuromusculoskeletal conditions. Another aspect of listening to your physical body is by going within and listening to your blood. You see, there's several blood analysis and counts that we can do that can indicate underlying imbalances and give us an indication specifically with regards to our diet and the things that we're doing on a daily basis. And by keeping our blood cells and our blood healthy and imbalanced, we'll take care and prevent a lot of major conditions and diseases. Now, listening to the body gets much deeper than that, because our body is directly affected by the thoughts that we're having and what's going on in the mind. So every day, listen to that internal conversation. Where are these thoughts coming from? And why do I keep having these same cycle or pattern of thoughts? Listen to the things that are stressing you out, and more importantly, why is it stressing you out and what perspective are you taking? Because as we begin to shift our perspective and as we begin to practice getting out of that thought chatter by simply taking a time to meditate or practicing mindfulness, you can begin to change that conversation and then focus your thoughts on what you actually want to attract, manifest, and the goals you want to achieve in life. So listen to your thoughts every day. It's the most important conversation you'll ever have. We also want to learn how to listen to our heart. And by listening to the emotions and the feelings that we're having will give us a direct indication of how we're feeling in the physical body. You see, our thoughts will directly influence how we're feeling, and how we're feeling directly influences the body, not only through the nervous system, but especially through the endocrine system. With all the different emotional patterns and experiences that we have, these will influence the hormones that are secreted in the body through the bloodstream, affecting all the tissues and organs of the body as well. So when listening to our emotional selves, one of the best ways we can do that is by listening to our dreams. So, if you don't already, keep a dream journal by your bedside table if you have difficulty remembering or recording your dreams. Now, when you do remember a dream, first look at the scene of the dream, but then also look at the feelings and the emotions that are present. You see, the dreams come from our unconscious self, which speaks in this emotional language. So once you understand the scene and the emotional context, then look at the items, objects, or even people as part of yourself. And so if you were to complete the sentence of this person or this thing is the most what or blank to me, that's the unconscious self reflecting that part of you back to you. And as we understand the reflection back to ourselves of the people, the feelings, and the scene of the dream, this can not only give us indication of past patterns, traumas, and things that we need to heal, but can also give you insight into the future. I've had many dreams that have foretold events or things that have yet to even happen. And by writing them down and journaling and then looking back over many months, sometimes many years, it's amazing what our unconsciousness is connected to and giving us an indication or warning about what's going to come. So learn to listen to your heart, your feelings, and your dreams, and this will give you profound insight into what may happen and the healing that needs to take place. So remember that you are a spiritual being here to have a human experience. So what does it mean to listen to your spiritual self? We all have our own definition of what it means to be spiritual, but I think we can all generally agree upon that spirit is the unseen or the non-physical things, right? Think of the word spiritual, comes from the Greek word spiros, which means to breathe or the air. The unseen, invisible air all around that provides this life force that we all rely and thrive upon. And so begin to connect to the unseen or the non-physical aspects of things, meaning what are the lessons here? So any condition, any pain, any disease, there's always room for growth. And so by identifying what are the spiritual lessons and what is this thing or what is this experience trying to teach me will give you insight into those spiritual lessons. And more importantly, is knowing the overall spiritual ideal. So when you think about what is your big picture life mission statement, the why of what you're doing, whether it's in your career, whether it's in your relationships, whether it's your physical health, you need to know the big picture why. And by understanding our overall spiritual ideal, it gives us a very definitive purpose and direction on what we're here to achieve. And then seeing those lessons, those patterns, and more importantly, where does the growth lie in all of these experiences? And connecting that spiritual aspect back to the physical, mental, and emotional. And when we can line all of those things up with regards to our purpose here in life, with the way that we're feeling, and getting our thoughts in alignment to achieve that goal and that overall big picture why, you'll see that reflected back into your physical body. And we understand that our physical is just the tip of the iceberg, and the underlying, that is, under the surface of our thoughts, our feelings, and our overall spiritual intentions, when all these things are lined up, that's the holistic way. So thank you so much for joining me in this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment to the channel. And more importantly, let me know what are some of the ways that you listen to your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual body. And feel free to check out the website, hcare.org, for more information on holistic health care. This is The Holistic Way with Dr. A. May the health be with you.